Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Forge, as the Knights of the Brown and I are slowly tempered and honed to a razor's edge in Perfidious Pete plays Blood Bowl 2. Or, at least, I'm hoping that's what's going on. I'm not really sure if you can hammer a turd thin enough to put an edge on it, but last week's opponent certainly gave it a go, the brutal hammers pounding our shit flatter than a plate of delicious peaches and sweet cream crepes from IHOP. And I do love me some delicious peaches and sweet cream crepes with a little sprinkling of powdered sugar. Delicious. But while I do love that dish, I can't really say I love the results of the Knights' last matchup, even though they won 3-0. During the victory, the old Knights of the Brown endured some pretty egregious injuries. If we take a look at the old roster here, we can kind of see what went on. Old Squire Stanley Steamer here got his full neck broken. Probably slipped on a errant turd while running for the end zone, I'm sure. And of course, Count Chocolate Banana, who busted his skull like Gary Busey on a motorcycle. Pretty ugly, and losing 1 point of armor value for one of our blockers is kind of a devastating blow. And sadly, it seems like the Knights of the Brown are turning out to be every bit as squishy as one might expect an excrement-based team to be. They're real smooshy. Real smooshy. And I think probably the only way we can maybe counter some of our diarrhea-like softness is to try and bulk up the roster with a little extra fiber, which in this case means I think rolling with the deepest bench we can get. So we're gonna go see about hiring a new player here. And yeah, there's probably an Adele joke somewhere in that rolling in the deep, but that's a little too highbrow for the Knights of the Brown. I mean, we're sticking exclusively with dick and fart jokes. Maybe the occasional poop reference. That's the way this is going to go. So let's just get our new blocker hired here. We'll get you taken care of. We can afford it. We have just enough gold. And again, this is all lowbrow, so no need to make any Adele references or anything clever. No kind of pop culture thing. I'm just going to go with Archduke ass butter and let that lie where it is. So the Archduke is aboard the team. We'll confirm our purchases. We now have an extra blocker. Let's just invert some players and get him up where he goes. I don't really need to look at him. Yeah, he's Archduke ass butter. I just hired him. Know all about him because there's nothing to know. Let's just swap him with old Baron BM. Why is Squire Stanley Steamer not in the right spot? Stanley? Well, I mean, he's in the right spot now because we just... Yeah, it's fine. It'll work. It's good enough. Let's get the match started then. New player. This week we're facing off against the Wood Elf team, the Autumn Eagles, and I'm pretty stoked about a Wood Elf team. This is a good draw for us. The Wood Elves are going to be able to pull some very quick scores. We're going to have to be very careful with our defense. But the Wood Elves almost as squishy, in fact more squishy, than the Knights of the Brown. So once, just once in this campaign, I think we're going to have a chance to be the turd doing the stomping rather than the turd being stomped. Because let's face it, it's way more fun to be the boot than it is the squishy ball of shit being crushed beneath it. Although if you're wandering around stomping on poop with your boots, I gotta really wonder what you're doing. I mean, unless you're a farmer and you're mucking out stalls, you should probably not wait around and shit. I mean, that seems like a bad idea. I suppose you could maybe be a city worker who's like down in the sewage system doing some routine maintenance. Okay, you know what? If in any event you're a city worker, feel free to stomp as many turds as you like. Seems like that would be an unexpected perk of having that particular job. You know, you gotta spend all your days underground in a sewer with noxious gases that could potentially kill you, and you live and pretty much spend your entire day dealing with the feculent waste of a large, sort of very congregated populace. But on the plus side, you get to stomp as many turds as you want. Just you can stomp them to your little heart's content. Seems all right. So this Wood Elf team, I can't help but notice, did not have a tree man. That's very unusual. Why would Wood Elves not take a big man? They kind of need their big man. I mean, arguably, one could make the case that a high-ranked team should avoid a big man, because with linemen who have maybe block and dodge, you can really do some fairly creative stuff, especially from a scoring standpoint. But considering that this team doesn't really have high-ranked people, I'm going to guess, since they had a 1040 rating, they have one level 2 lineman. Is he it? He might be it. They have a level 2 lineman. Yeah, these guys need a tree man. Okay, well, I don't really need to adjust our setup. Our fence is in full effect here. I have a feeling we're going to stomp the holy bejesus out of these elves. We're going to be able to throw some 2-die blocks right from the beginning. This seems like it's maybe going to go badly for, I don't even remember what this team's name was, the Autumn something. Autumn Leaves, Autumn Wind, Autumn Followers, Autumn Eagles, of course. Nothing says autumn like eagle. Because when I think, fall, the foliage is out, what do I think of? A giant flying bird that largely subsists off raw fish and garbage. It's majestic. It's fall-like. Yeah. Oh, maybe they're going with a rot and decay theme, because, you know, eagles, you eat decaying shit. They are scavengers as well. So maybe that's what they were going for. Eagles, yeah, we eat garbage and dead animals. That speaks of winter and death and puts one in mind of all things fall-like. I have no idea what the AI strategy is here with regard to actually picking up the ball. I mean, I assume they're going to pick it up because they're wood elves, and with a 4 agility, pretty much anyone picks it up on a 2+. Why they picked it up with a lineman, though, I have to admit to being somewhat confused over. Alright, so they do have one of our linemen already on the edge of the pitch. That's bad, but it seems like they're not going to get a whole lot else out of us offensively. Also, their backfield is very, very weak. We do have to be a little bit more careful than normal, though, about going for our backside pressure, and it looks like Mr. Mookie Stinks there is taking a little bit of a knockout blow. But we do have to be a little more careful than normal about putting in backside pressure, because elves are so fast, any of them can throw, they can all run the ball, they can all hand off. We're going to have a very difficult time keeping containment on these elves. So I really don't want to go overboard running somebody back into the deep end of the pool here. I think I'm going to send probably just Baron Sewer Trout. Our blocker, will send him back just to sort of discourage the elves from heading over in this direction. And then I think we'll have our brand new blocker, Archduke Assbutter, step forward here. And then we just need to work on maintaining our cage. These elves are going to be very, very difficult to contain. So let's bring you, I think, if we bring you here, we can catch a strength bonus for a potential blitz. If we could kill one of their War Dancers, that would be nothing short of huge. War Dancers, of course, with only a 7 armor, so an armor break, you know, it's not entirely out of the question. This ain't gonna do it, though. The problem with most of these elves is they are gonna have both block and dodge, so they're gonna be very, very difficult to pin down. That's a 1-die block, which is very suboptimal. We can step forward here to just sort of put all of these elves in a tackle zone. Again, that doesn't really slow them down much. They can simply walk right away from it. This is an elf team, and walking away from blocks and tackle zones is sort of what they do. I mean, it's kind of their thing. Do I want to throw a 1-die block? I mean, I sort of have to, right? Well, yeah. I mean, if we don't, this guy's probably going to get pushed off the pitch. I really think it's better to just take the risk here. It panned out because the push is fairly solid for us. We can follow that up. Our fence on this side is fairly strong now. They're going to have to dodge into and out of multiple tackle zones in order to keep a hole. I really don't think it's worth... That's not worth the risk. Giving up a tackle zone would be one of the worst things we could do against elves. We do want to try to make them... Because one tackle zone is not going to stop an elf ball carrier. If an elf is running a ball, dodging one tackle zone is not going to stop him. You have to make them ideally dodge out of and into another tackle zone. So just keeping as wide a fence as possible, I think, is going to be our best opportunity for containment. And the AI is going to have to devote some of its frontline resources here to going back and dealing with old Baron Sewer Trout, who is slowly swimming his little brown way back towards the ball carrier. Sewer Trouts can actually swim. Don't doubt me. I'm telling you, I know people. I know city workers. They have much experience down in the sewers. They've seen all kinds of turds. And the sewer trout is not a myth. I mean, it's not like the alligators that got huge and getting flushed down the toilet kind of thing, which is a myth. No, the sewer trout is real. That's a real phenomenon. Dodged out of 3 tackle zones on a 2+. Didn't dodge into any. The AI shuffle here, not what I'm expecting. A very unlucky block for the AI. Oh, they didn't re-roll, and their War Dancer was KO'd. Oh, that's tragic for the elves. Oh, that's a huge break for Knights of the Brown. The AI losing one of its star players right from the jump. That is very, very bad for them. Okay, if we have... You could get there, but in order to do that, we're going to have, all right, Archduke Assbutter. We really need this one. Oh, and Assbutter delivers the delicious butter that we so crave. I'm going to put some on those peaches and cream crates, I'm telling you. It's going right on there. So the question is then, do we want to blitz with Duke Dookie? Or would we rather blitz with our blocker? You know what? I think Duke Dookie comes in, provides the strength bonus. Because Duke Dookie would have to go for it to actually throw the blitz, I don't want to take a roll. I'd rather have the re-roll, and rather than waste it on a go for it, I'd rather use it for the actual block, if necessary. This is an elf. He's only a lineman, and this is, again, why I was sort of questioning their judgment in picking up the ball with a lineman. Had that been a war dancer or one of their other guys who had block, chance he would not have coughed up the ball. It's much more easy for us to sort of get them to fork a turnover here when they're using somebody who's not really designed to carry the ball. We also got a stun, which means really now all we want to do is just pile tackle zones, as many as we can get around the ball. And we should be able to get, maybe not a ton, but we should be able to get a respectable number of them. This should be a 2-die block. Yeah, all right, we'll take that. Zarhuir is about to get crushed in the face. Enjoy this, sir. This is not going to be fun for you. A little bit of the face crutching. We'll bring Duke Dookie Doo right over here. Still got a good tackle zone maintenance. That's going to give us a 2-die block on this cat. We might be able to knock him off the pitch. Both down is real bad. Do I want to use a team reroll? You know what? Yeah, I think I'll just take the both down. I'm okay with it. Sure, he brought himself down, but Baron BM... Oh, they both... Never mind. Well, Baron BM knocked out Haldon. He only got stunned himself. I'm guessing he just headbutted him right in his little squishy elf face. Elves apparently squishier than turds. So, I mean, you were curious just how squishy elves were, and here we've confirmed it. In fact, they are quite squishy. Softer than even loose stools. That's pretty soft. This is a bit of a problem for us, though, the fact that this is a war dancer picking up the ball. Yeah, that's bad. He needed a 3, he rolled a 3. The war dancer having the ball, that guy's going to be very difficult to take it away from him. And as strange as this may sound, I think we're actually better off to try and take it away from him with our blocker because of the wrestle skill. The fact that he has block and dodge, granted, we also have block, but the fact that that ball carrier has block and dodge means that we would have to roll a defender down in order to take the ball away from him. And if we do it with the wrestler, we can do it with either defender down or with both down. And we have a huge cavernous hole right here in our middle. And normally when you're talking about things sort of poop-related, cavernous holes are not really the sort of thing you want to encounter. But, yeah, well, it's much the same situation here. I guess it's no different than normal. Don't hope for a cavernous hole. It's going to be bad for you. So somebody needs to drop back and throw a block at these guys, or at least put a tackle zone on them. I think that's a job for Master Mookie Stinks, who has been fairly effectively beaten down thus far. Let's have Archduke Ask Butter take a step over here just to provide a little extra combat weight. Now, what's, alright. If we're going to make this guy dodge, we want to try and make him dodge out of as many tackle zones as possible. We can best achieve that by running around here and then having our wrestler go ahead and throw the block. Okay, we got defender down. That's fantastic. We want to push him in that square. We want to follow that up, and we want to hope maybe the ball drops in this square. Not quite. All right, well, still, we're steadily moving the ball closer to our end zone, and we can get more pressure. I don't really want to, yeah, I don't really want to dodge if I don't have to. So you know what? Let's just take a, do I want to take a 1-die blitz? The answer is no. Can we make that better? The answer is yes. So let's bring Prince Ploppers over here. Man, our backfield is looking real weak. If these elves pick up the ball and get around us, we're going to be in, we're going to be in a pretty tight spot. Which is much better than a cavernous gaping hole. I mean, you don't want to be in a gaping cavernous hole. Being in a tight spot, genuinely, in general, as the old saying goes, has more advantages. So we're going to take some 2-die blocks here, just try and pile a little punishment on these elves. I'll take the both down. We have block. He doesn't. Down he goes, and we got a stun out of that. All right. The ability to stun these wood elves really is quite helpful. So this is going to be our blitz. And again, we're mostly just looking to pile on a little punishment. We're going to blitz in from the side so we can push him into a tackle zone if we happen to roll a push. This is just a lineman, though. I'm not expecting a huge amount of offensive capability. We'll push him to there. We'll follow that up. KO'd is good. Loth Idol. KO'd. Loth Idol. Loth Idol. Sounds like the lyrics of a Billy Idol song. Really does. Loth Idol. Loth Idol. Actually, you know what? I guess it can't be Moni Moni. It doesn't have quite enough syllables. It's a good day for a Loth Idol. See, that works. Gotta go that route. Holy crap, an elf has dropped the ball because he is in a tackle zone. The reroll, though, picking it up, he's gonna dodge away and run like hell. Choosing the block dice. What block dice? Wait, what? What's going on? Oh, this is back here. That's fine. So they ended their turn with that War Dancer. Why did they do that? That's an excellent block for us. Both down. That ends the turn. That's a very fortuitous circumstance for us. We can really put some punishment on this War Dancer. If we could KO their other War Dancer, it would be nothing short of huge. Alright, so anybody who needs to stand, let's go ahead and get you up on your feet. That's you. It's also you, Archduke Ass Butter. If we can get you back to maybe help somebody out, that'd be great. Nah, not without a go for it. Alright, well, Baron BM, we'll come back to you in a moment then. So we've got to go around. Dookie doo there. This will give us a 2-die block. And I think we'll save our final move in case this guy doesn't cough up the ball. Or we roll Snake Eyes. That could be the other thing that happens. Alright, well, he's definitely coughing up the ball. So we're going to pop him there. Follow him into the end zone. Okay, that should not end our turn, which is fine. We have a very good chance here of coming up with the TD, and we're out of a reroll, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the risk. We didn't muck it, and touchdown. There it is. The early TD for Knights of the Brown, Autumn Eagles. They need to go pad that nest. They're looking a little bit thin. Maybe they're molting. They're having an off game because they're molting. I'll tell you what's not having an off game. Tell you, look at those cheerleaders shaking those money makers. They're working it, girl. You work it, girl. Alright, so we got our KO back. Let's see how, oh, excellent. Well, they did get their War Dancer back, but 2 of their linemen are still out. So we're going to have a pretty decided player number advantage here against the old Autumn Eagles. We have no replacement players, but we are playing at our full 11. We'll just keep the defensive setup we had last time. Worked fine. The Elves are even further short-handed, so they should have larger gaps in their, sort of their defensive matrix for us to try and get a little backside pressure. Feeling a little backside pressure normally for Knights of the Brown means, well, it's time to take a trip to the John and maybe drop the kids off at the pool, but in this case, the backside pressure it's a good thing. Not indicative of future bowel movement. I mean, well, Baron BM is on the field, so I mean, it could be indicative of future bowel movement, but you know what I'm talking about. So the Elves are really sold on piling up on the front line here. And they're not, why would you not send one of your, they're going to go pick the ball up with this lineman again, aren't they? They're absolute. No idea what you're on about, Elves. None. You didn't even, that guy, okay, well, he rolled a 1. He's not going to do that twice. Yep, okay, so he's got the ball. Here come, they did the exact same thing they did last time, trying to push this lineman off the field. Which is ridiculous because the War Dancer can't even follow that up. And he's definitely not going to go off the field because he's stunned. So some more follow-up blocks here from the AI, although, again, they can't really follow these blocks up, so they're losing a lot of their blocking opportunities simply because, ooh, that's a bad roll for the AI. Especially considering they already burned a reroll. And what this has done is given us, again, the bad luck from the AI has given us a pathway to success. By which, of course, I mean a pathway into the Elven backfield, where we can get our much-desired backside pressure. In fact, with a go for it, we could put a tackle zone on the ball carrier. We could, but honestly, I don't think that's the right move. Let's see if we can widen this gap a little bit, because it's all about widening gaps when you're talking about... Yeah, okay. You're right, it wasn't funny. If we come to, say, here... No, we can't get there. Unless we... Do I want to blitz? I mean, we could... I think not. I really think our blitz is probably better, otherwise better utilized. Alright, well, if we're going to do something stupid, let's start off with stupid. This way, in case we need the reroll, we have it. For this, go for it. Good. Alright, we made 1. That's really the only risk I'm going to take here for now. What we'll do is we're going to bring Lord Lumpy Fart. Don't go for it, Lumpy Fart. No, go for it, Lumpster. No, Lumpy. No going for it. Just pretend like you're the, again, Lord Lumpy Fart, just like you're the Leave It to Beaver Lumpy. Never go for it, never take a chance, never do anything untoward or unexpected. simply be the dull, bland, fat guy that Eddie Haskell always knew secretly, deep down inside, that you were. We're going to send Duke Dookie on the end around to sort of cut it off. And we've got this guy fairly well contained. If we can get a little bit of pressure here in the front, I'll be feeling good. So let's make this our blitz move. My goal is to try and crush this War Dancer. I really want to take... If we can take the Elves' War Dancers out of it, we're going to have a very decided advantage going into things in the second half. We do get the ball as well, so let's follow that up. We'll take another little block here from Baron Sewer Trout. He gets the down. Very nice. We're going to follow that up, absolutely. No armor break. I mean, you can't have it all. Yep. As Alan Jackson, once wrote a song about, who says you can't have it all. Stark naked light bulb hangs over my bed. There's one lonely pillow on my double bed. I'm lord and master of a fool's Taj Mahal. Who says can't have it all? It's not really very adequate because the fucking Alan Jackson is rich as shit. That guy actually probably literally does have it all. One thing he's got is the Chattahoochee, and nobody can take that away from him. Not even global warming with its proclivity for drying up sources of water. You can't take the Chattahoochee. The AI taking its sweet damn time. What are you thinking about here, AI? What are you trying to figure out? All right, so dodging away, and man, that is a questionable play. Look how much latitude these elves are giving us to just go attack their ball carrier. We've got the whole field. Now, granted, I understand they're trying to bust a hole so they can run one of these linemen through and try and complete a pass. And we're this, not the AI who is so risk-averse that they're unlikely to throw, ever. For a human player, we might be in a little more tenuous situation, but I don't know, actually, even against the human. We have tackle zone. Ooh, that's bad. We have tackle zones on most of the elf team. Okay, the Marquis de Mud Bunny is only badly hurt. I'm never going to re-roll badly hurt. Anything for any member of our team that does an armor break that does not cause a permanent injury, I am never going to apothecary it unless it's literally the last turn. We don't need that guy on the field anyway. I think we've got enough pressure on the ball carrier that we're going to be in fairly spectacular shape. I'm not sure what the ball carrier is even going to do. If he was smart, he would dodge away and then he would dodge away, come over here and try to maybe throw. Well, if he was smart, he would have come up and handed it off already. See, that's actually a pretty reasonable play. We're still going to be able to put like 3 tackle zones on him, though, so it's, in the long term, still arguably somewhat questionable. So we can paint. Let's bring you to here and have you paint. Should be fine. And we can really overload this formation. The elves have given us quite a few ends here. We'll bring you here. That's going to cancel all of those tackle zones. Let's grab you and bring you... Actually, you know what? Let's just have you come here. This way, if we don't get the knockdown, we can follow it up. Possibly with a blitz if the need arises. Though I think our blitz is probably best going to be best served thrown at the ball carrier. Is this 2? That's going to be 1. Are we even going to be able to get 2? I don't think we will. Unless we take one of these guys down, I don't think we'll be able to get a 2-die blitz. Alright, so we're going to bring our blocker around here. Baron Sewer Trout's going to lend the combat weight we need to get a solid block here from our other Archduke Ass Butter. Ass Butter with the push. Actually, the push will work, because we can pop this War Dancer right out of formation. That gives us more tackle zones on the ball. This is acceptable. 2-die red. We need this guy's tackle zone canceled. So let's grab Prince Ploppers and bring him around to start canceling those bonuses. This is still going to be we're not going to be able to engineer more than a 1-die block against this guy. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. There's really nowhere we can stand that gets us better than a 1-die. Yeah, we're just not going to be able to do it. So we're going to have you stand up. And we will go ahead and throw out this War Dancer. I'm going to use my blitz on the ball carrier. It's going to be a low chance of success, but it will be a chance of success, which is better than none. Another problem there. Okay, so we didn't get this. And if this guy dodges, the other thing that bringing this blitz has, the other advantage, it puts us in a pretty good situation defensively, because this guy's going to have a hell of a time getting away from our formation here. Yeah, okay, well, never mind. It's going to be significantly easier now. The Snake Eyes has hurt us. Admittedly, we have a bit of a problem. Still, this guy can't dodge without going into a tackle zone. He has to go into one of these tackle zones. There's no way to eliminate enough tackle zones here that he's not dodging out of and into one tackle zone based on the way our formation is sort of lit up. And any hope the elves might have had of scoring just fucking died with that move. Czar Weir just killed it. I mean, he murdered the shit out of it. He went full on Jeffrey Dahmer on it, and fucking, he's got its head in his freezer. He's gonna make sweet love to that head later. Alright, Baron BM has just been getting the shit kicked out of him. And that was an unintentional poop reference, but it still works. He has been literally getting the shit kicked out of him. I think every single block that's been thrown at the man has either stunned or... I think they've all been armor breaks. He's been... Oh, there we go. Elves failing a dodge. They're absolutely not going to reroll because they're out. For once, we have more rerolls than our AI opponent. I am stymied by this, but not displeased. So where's our best block, then? We need to get rid of this guy. That's 2-die red, huh? There's got to be a way we can improve that. There has to be somewhere I can paint to improve this. There really isn't. You can't paint at all. If I come over here, we're still in a tackle zone. The best I can do is make this a 1-die block. That's the best I can do, is make it 1. We could come over here, but we can't paint far enough in without making it a go for it. So our best move then is to come to here, paint this guy, and pick up a 2-die block. We got to start busting this ball carrier out of this cage. We got to try and get it out. We'll take both down and just wrestle. Wrestling is fine here. No armor breaks for anybody, but it doesn't end our turn. And now we've got some actual blocks that we can throw at this piece of garbage. So let's have Dookie stand up. Get the Duke on his feet, and now we're going to be able to throw some big blocks at this ball carrier. A pair of them. What do you have? You have Fend. Well, we're going to have to take the push. We could have re-rolled that. Probably should have re-rolled it, in all honesty. We could blitz to here. Yeah, there's a 2-die blitz. All right. This does still leave us a chance with a dodge and a low percentage chance for a pickup. We're going to follow that. We have 2 turns. Oh, that's beautiful. That's exactly what we needed right there. That's lovely. So we come around on the go for it. We're going to try and paint here. Done. A 1-die block. Actually, this is a 2-die block. Well, a 2-die block against a lineman when we have the block skill is going to be everything we need. Oh, it's beautiful. Follow it up. Oh, delightful. All right, so these elves are ruined. And I think our best bet here is to just run like hell. So Lord Lumpy Fart's headed for the end zone. We've got the extra turn. We've got a reroll. If the worst possible scenario happens, even we should still be okay. We've got to reroll 1 more turn. That's going to end this. So far, things are looking pretty solid, and I think we're headed into the locker room at the end of the first half with a 2-0 lead over this these wood elves here, the Autumn Eagles. If we need to, oh, that guy's not even, you're not even going to go for it. Not even to put a tackle zone on my ball carrier? Well, that's just stupid. Then again, the AI is out of reroll, so it's going to take almost no chances. It will do next to nothing that might cause it to forego its turn, even though this is its last turn. And if they don't get a tackle zone on a ball carrier, we're definitely going to score. This is the kind of play that makes me question the AI so often. This is just poor, this is just fairly poor play. They definitely should have tried to at least get a tackle zone on the ball carrier. Even if this is the only way they stop us from getting a touchdown, is if they put a tackle zone on a ball carrier. Possibly they even should have blitzed. Even at a disadvantage, they should have blitzed. I have a reroll though, so I can afford to take some chances here, and I'm going to. So we're gonna have Archduke Assbutter stand up, and I think we'll have some of our linemen here throw a few blocks around because we can, and this guy doesn't have dodge. We will follow this up. If it weren't just a lineman, I might consider fouling. Might still consider fouling, actually. Master Mookie Stinks is going to step to here. Give old Dookie a little chance at a block. It's a good one. The Dukester putting a man on the canvas. You don't need to follow that up. Injure him. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, he punched him right in the fucking throat. Yeah, he's gonna be stunned. He took one, that punch to the throat. That shit probably hurt. That was right in the neck. So we get some 2-die blocks here. Let's go ahead and see how these work out, and then we'll decide if we want to blitz, and if so, where and how. That's not a fantastic roll. I don't want to re-roll it, though, because my concern is that if we re-roll it, it will actually come up with a worse result. So there's the defender down we were looking for. Continue to heap the damage on these elves. Not generating many armor breaks. You just can't seem to catch one. A break, an armor break, an elk Carter, give me a break. She sure deserved it. Do you have block? You do not. Alright, well, I will take a blitz at a man with no block. As long as it's at least 1 die, yeah. As long as I have a reroll and the block skill, the only thing that bones us here is Snake Eyes, which inevitably means I'm almost destined to roll Snake Eyes. We will not follow that up. So, why do I always do that? I don't want to follow, and then I click the follow button instead. And then Lord Lumpy Fart's just going to walk in. Another touchdown for the Lumpster. Old Lumpy. Take that, fucking Eddie Haskell. Who's a high school football god now? It's not you, and it sure as hell isn't Wally. It's Lord Lumpy Fart. Lumpy, the little guy nobody ever thought was great. Turns out he's a fantastic fullback. You give him the ball, and he gets his bulk moving in one direction. He's unstoppable. You can't stop the Lump. The Lump train is rolling. Right into the end zone. Drops the shoulders. Barrels, charges forward into the end zone. Old Lumpy, he's unstoppable. Neither of the elves got up, so we now have only a one-man advantage, but the other advantage we have is we're getting the ball. Alright, so the Autumn Eagles with an unusual defensive setup. They have a massive gap in this right side. We need to adjust our defense slightly, however, because we got some missing people. I think we just set up to overload right. I don't see any particularly compelling reason to not do this. Now, elves are fast, so it may be to our advantage to try and reverse our field. But considering they have no tackle zones on this entire side of the field, it doesn't really seem like it's going to be that necessary. All right, so we have somebody who has both dodge and block, right? Where is that person? You, Duke Doodoo, have both block and dodge, right? You have block, you have catch, block, dauntless, and sure hands. I give you... oh, you're my ball picker-upper. Okay. We have two blitzers who have specialized roles. He's my ball grabber. Duke Doodoo is my ball grabber. And Prince Ploppers, that's my boy. He's my ball carrier with the old dodge ability. So our goal is to get it. Prince Ploppers. It's going to be very difficult to take it away from the Plopster. Once he gets his hands on it, he's good. Alright, Knights of the Brown can move into one adjacent square. This is very good for us. We can really do some nasty shit. Alright. You know what? Let's just have Archduke Assbutter step back. We'll get a free chance to catch it. Even if he doesn't catch it, it's still okay. We can put other units around this and give them maybe an opportunity. If he fails to catch and it scatters into a square one of those guys is in, we'll have an opportunity to pick it up. So we're going to adjust our defense to maximize our block potential here. We'll have a 2-die block, and if that works, then another 2-die block, and if that works, then another 2-die block, so we can just chain them down. In the event that this catch doesn't happen, which I think is likely, we do want to set up so that the rest of the team can start moving the ball, and Dookie Doo is just going to be kind of hanging out over here doing that Dookus-y Dookus. Did not make the catch. This is not surprising. Didn't scatter into an occupied square, which also is not particularly surprising. So I think what we should do is all of our shenanigans need to happen first. So anything that's shenanigan-based, we want to go ahead and get out of the way. Our ultimate goal is to have you there with the ball. Can we make that happen? And the answer is yes. So we're going to bring Prince Ploppers right up to there. The Plopster is ready to accept the handoff, get the ball. He's ready for Duke Doodoo's seed. He's ready for a little bit of the doo-doo. Doo-doo and his sure hand's going to pick it up. That's fine. We're going to bring the ball right over here. Doo-doo's going to be one back corner of our cage, and he's going to toss it off. 67% to catch, but we do have sure hands. That's good. All right. Sweet. That's Prince Plopper's job right there. He's doing the job. We're going to grab Archduke Ass Butter. He's going to be the front corner of our cage here. And these elves are, like, not even making an effort. I don't foresee us being stopped anywhere close to the end zone. We've got a pretty formidable cage here. Yeah, this looks fairly strong. All right, well, why are you only a 1-die block? You would be 2, right? Okay, all right. Let's start off with any 2-die blocks we can get. We're gonna kick you back, let's say that way, and we will follow that up. Which makes this, yeah, still just a 1-die block. But what we could do is come in with the blitz. I'm actually okay with this being a blitz. All right, Potty the Page. Let's see if you can get promoted from Page to maybe Squire or something. Is there a bump up in your rank in the near future? Doesn't look like it. No armor break there. Another 2-die block, and these, well, we could wrestle him. You know what? I'd prefer to not have myself be down. Let's just kick him back there and not follow. That's fine. We don't really need him there. We're gonna bring Master Mookie Stinks over here to do his job, which is to take punishment. The Mookster is gonna stand in 2 tackle zones and get ready to get wailed on. And a little go for it here from Duke Dookie to put another tackle zone on this cat. Make it more difficult for him to block his way into our cage. Success. Turn ends. The tide of brown rolls on. Roll Tide. The tide of the Dukas. It's headed straight for the end zone, and I'm not sure these elves are going to be able to do much to slow it. The tide rolls on. Ever onward. Oh, they're going to do some very serious dodging. This War Dancer, he could have leapt into our cage and thrown a block. It wouldn't even have been a terrible chance. He doesn't have strip ball or anything, though. If you get a War Dancer with strip ball, they really can't infiltrate a cage and start kicking people around. Because then they don't need much of a roll in order to make the ball kick off those. Just a little bit of luck on a, even if it's a 2-die red block, a little bit of luck goes a long way with strip ball. We've got Fend. It's not going to matter because Master Mookie Stinks is finally hitting the sidelines. Guy's taking a lot of abuse. Not surprised to see him finally catch one that he can't quite handle. The elves did not put a tackle zone on this man. Interesting. We could just hand the ball off, but now we're going to be in it. Okay, well, now the injuries are really starting to mount here. We got a lot of KOs. You know, for a team that has... We're seeing a lot of injury rolls here for a team that we have out-armored. I'd like to point out, we actually have more armor than this team does. Our armor values are higher. Why is that? There's no way that should be not a 2-die block. Unless you fucking block from the stupidest square possible. Yeah, nice pick by default there, AI. Block it in the dumbest way you can. Alright, so Baron Sewer Trout got only a push. I think we push him to there and we will follow. So we've reestablished the cage. And that's honestly about the best thing that can be said for the way this turn has worked out. We could bring Baron BM around. We've already used our blitz, so we got nothing going there. But what we can do... I'd rather not go for it. Alright, Duke Doodoo is going to have to come over here, and we're going to form... We can't form an actual cage, but what we can form is a pretty solid little defensive line. And this may be where the AI chooses to leap in and try a little bit of elf shenanigans. I would not be at all surprised to see such an occurrence. You're a 2-die block, right? Nope, you are. Nope, you're not either. We have no... We're so short-handed. Well, if it's going to be all 1-die blocks, then let's try and make one that'll actually count for something. And we got a push. Well, that's fine. We'll push to there, and we are going to follow, even though this leaves us in a worse position defensively. It does allow us to apply the maximum number of tackle zones. That block is just not worth taking. If we could bust this lineman free with a little lucky block here, both down. I can't waste a reroll on it. Can't do it. It's fine. That's a turn ender. We were throwing a 1-die ghetto block. There's no reason to try and reroll a 1-die block. It probably wasn't going to work anyway. I'm curious to see how the elves spin their blitz here. Are they going to bring the full-on Turd Krieg at us? Come at us like it's Eastern France in circa 19... Nope, doesn't look like it. They're just going to pile on tackle zones and try and make it difficult for us. Probably wise move. Oh, nope, here comes the blitz. Oh, he leaped! Alright, so he has leapt inside of our cage. and then didn't blitz. What the hell, AI? This is your blitz? You leapt into the cage and then did not blitz the man with the... What the hell are you thinking, AI? They do have us pretty badly outpositioned here. We're going to be looking at a bunch of 2-die red blocks unless we want to take like 85 dodges, which I definitely don't want to do. But with some careful application of force... This is... Alright, so the AI is in like a holding pattern here. They're not actively trying to score. What's our chance here? It's 1 die. If we were to block here, it would be... That's only 1 die? We can increase that to 2. Fairly easily. Alright, let's get Lord Lumpy Fart over here and have him lend a little weight. If we blitz... Actually, we may not need to blitz here. Alright, so we got... Yeah, this is not gonna work. We can follow that up, though. My goal now is to try and blitz our way free over here and sort of reverse our field a little bit. It's possible. We'd have to dodge to do it. Okay, so both of you guys need to stand up. Before we start trying dodge shenanigans, on your feet. Come on, assholes and elbows, people. Let's do this. So we would put you then, like, say, here. And we're going to have to make this our blitz move. On the plus side, this will be a pretty good blitz. So what we do, you crush there. Make with the crush. Only a dodge, don't follow it up. And we come here, dodge back, run to there. Okay, so far so good. Plan is working. Oh shit, we can't hand it off during a blitz. I always forget that. So what do we do then? If we can't hand it off, we've got to try and... Let's just step to here and try and increase as much defense as we can. And now the elves are fairly badly positioned. Yeah, we're not going to take any of those blocks. That's all a turn ender. We do have the ball in the open with minimal resistance. These elves are going to be able to throw a pretty hefty block at our ball carrier, though, because we just can't pin them down. They're slippery. They're slipperier than greased owl shit. And let me tell you, greased owl shit is slippery. Although that's not true. It's a colloquialism that my grandmother always used to say. Slipperier than greased owl shit. But I've actually seen owl shit, and owl shit is mostly like dust and bones. There's very little grease in owl shit. Ball hops to an open square, and the elves are probably going to pick it up. This guy will need a 2+. Yeah, alright. Now we're in a bad position. We're outnumbered. We're outgunned. These elves are probably going to score. We've got 3 on the sidelines. The elves only have 2. They have lower armor than us. How are we not getting armor breaks? I gotta say, with my experience so far with Knights of the Brown, that is definitely, without a doubt, been the weakest part of their game. Their bash ability is fucking terrible. They do not generate injuries. They just, I think we've had maybe 2. Actually, I don't even think we've had 2. I think maybe we've had 1. I think Squire Stanley Steamer once killed a man, and that may be legitimately the only injury we've had the entire season. And this should be a 2-die block, so... I don't care that it's Potty the Page. Come on, Potty, bust this ball loose for me, baby. You did not bust the ball loose for me, baby. That was not... In fact, you're actively pushing the enemy closer to our own end zone, which is terrible. Maybe fucking knock it off. So we're gonna bring Lord Lumpy Fart around here. I really feel like these elves are gonna score on us. Both down does us no good, because this guy also... We gotta reroll. To the exact same fucking thing. Fucking brilliant. Alright, well, we'll push you to there, and we can follow it. We can at least cut down on some of this guy's ability to move by having these 2 dudes stand up. Duke Doodoo is probably going to get kicked off the pitch, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. We'll come over here with Baron Sewer Trout and try to bring a little extra pressure. This is not good. This War Dancer can simply... He's just going to dodge away. I mean, the smart thing for him to do would actually be to dodge into a tackle zone, because he only needs like a 3+. Dodge, run away. Well, out of a tackle zone. Yeah, no, he needs a 3 to make that dodge. So if he rolls a 3 and then a 2+, he's gone and there's nothing we can do to catch him. Instead, the AI is just going to stand there like a goon. I gotta say, these wood elves I really think would be handing us our asses in a fucking sack were it not for them being controlled by the AI. Wood elves really seem like a pretty hard counter to what the Bretonnian team has available. That was terribly bad luck for the AI. Then again, they put themselves in a stupid position, so... Is it really luck? I mean, they kind of did it to themselves. They really did. That's a 1-die block, which is not acceptable. They have very effectively negated all of our fucking bonus dice, though. I mean, very effectively. We have no 2-die blocks at all, and I'm not even sure we can get one. We gotta have somebody somewhere. Nope, every single one of our players is in a tackle zone. Every single one. That is a 1-die block. Where are the strength bonuses coming from here? There are none, they're all canceled. Well, we're going to have to rely on our reroll then. At some point, we're going to have to try and catch a break. That was exactly what we needed. Potty the page, give me an injury. There you go, finally. Some armor breaks going the other way. He's badly hurt. Well, it's fine. I just need him off the field. I don't care what the terms of the injuries are. We're probably never, ever, ever going to play these garbage eagles again. We're still going to be all 1-die blocks, and no, we can do better now. We can do a 2-die. Oh, why not? Where are you getting a strength? We don't have a strength bonus is the problem. You will? Nope. Man, they have so desperately got us pinned here. Alright, so we just gotta have Dookie-Doo step to here, and it's not gonna matter. That's still a 1-die block. We're doing this actually to try and pin the guys, so there's a limited number of places if we get the knockdown where they can go. I want this guy completely surrounded by either active players or corpses. So 2-die, we have block, he doesn't. That guy's going down. This gives this guy absolutely nowhere to fucking run. So even if we push him now, which is probably the likely outcome, he's still going to be right in the middle of this Bretonnian fuckbox. Yes, I'm going to reroll. I want this ball. You've got to be shitting me. Fine. Push him to here. Push that piece of shit over there. And follow it. I'm real salty about the luck the AI is getting here. Although we've had some pretty lucky 1-die blocks, so yeah, see, there you go. I really shouldn't complain too terribly. I'm gonna, because I'm me. I mean, I reserve the right to complain at all times. So these elves are just gonna stand up, make it all 1-die blocks, and then they'll just stand here like assholes. They're not even gonna try and score. That makes absolutely no sense at all. I understand trying to get somebody down the field to maybe be the target of the pass, but it shouldn't be the war dancer, it should have been this lineman. He has exactly the same chance to successfully dodge. Now they're just abandoning this guy to us. They're like, fuck you, Jim, we don't care. Sorry, Vic Cadaith, you just stand there right in the middle of that giant pile of Bretonnians while they fuck your mouth. And Triel Ulan also KO'd with the armor break. Nicely done. This guy, I mean, he must have slept with the coach's wife or something. That's the only explanation for this kind of play. They're like, nope, fuck him, let him die. We don't care. No, Jim, you let him die. You let that fucker die. Nobody sleeps with my wife and gets away with it, you hear me? Alright, so we're going to take a little 2-die lineman block here. And you're going down. You're yelling timber. And we're going to push you to there. It's possible we may be able to cartwheel a couple people off the field. Alright, Potty the Page has been a brutal murderer. The little page is actually doing some fairly significant ass-kicking here. We could take a block here and risk pushing you onto the ball. I don't really like that plan. What I like better is throwing a 2-die blitz at you on the edge of the field and kicking you, if necessary, further into, and that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to kick you further into our pile of people. We will not follow that up, however, and this time I'm actually going to fucking click stay. Now let's see if we can get you off of the pitch with a little 1-die. Fuck me. We're out of rerolls, so it is what it is. Not gonna lie that I'm a little salty about the way that one turned out, but we're still good. I mean, the ball is uncontrolled. We've got tackle zones on it. Not that that's gonna stop this guy. He'll just pick it up and run. Oh, nope. So if he wants to pick it up, he has to re-roll the dodge, which he did not do. He let the ball scatter off of the field. Now we've got a real scoring chance here. So who best to pick the ball up with? Not you, Duke Doo-Doo. Not Lord Lumpy Fart. Although the Lumpster could really use another touchdown. That would be enough SPP to put him up a bump. We only have 2 turns. That's the problem. We're running out of time. So if we have you stand up... Alright, we need to get rid of this guy. That's exactly what we needed. He's going to be dead on the ground. We will stay put. There we go. Okay. That's a good start. Good start, gentlemen. Why is that a 1-die block? Fine. No, it's fine, game. No, it's good. Even though we have that guy in a billion tackle zones, you're right. You're right. They're all canceled. None of them are actually providing a bonus. So, yeah. No, that's good. You're right. We're going to kick you to there. We're going to follow. Now let's start murdering. There you go. Al Hain is KO'd. Now we're starting to whittle down this elf team. I mean, there's 2 turns left in the game, so it barely seems to matter that we're finally starting to whittle them down. But we are doing it. 2-die blocks abounding. We actually have a reasonably open lane to the end zone as well. We're not going to have Baron Sewer Trout pick it up. That's a bad idea. Arguably, what we should do with Baron Sewer Trout is have him come over here and throw a blitz. Yeah, that's the better move. So we're going to have Lord Lumpster take it over here. I would love to have Lumpy get the touchdown, but it's just not in the cards. That's okay, though. Duke Dookie, if he picks it up and manages to run this in, he also will level based on the score. So, of course, he's going to throw it on the fucking ground like an asshole. And this game is probably going to end in a 2-0 draw. Especially if this guy picks the ball up. Yep, and he did. So, yep, 2-0 draw. There's no way we're going to take it away from a War Dancer. We're just not. There's no way we take it away from a War Dancer and score in the same turn. That's the operative thing. That's definitely not going to happen. We might be able to jimmy the ball loose, but we're not going to be able to jimmy the ball loose and also score. No way. And anybody we have that might be able to get it into... The only person we have that might be able to get it into the end zone is right there. We could get a respectable block on the ball. The AIs could... That's where you're going to use your reroll AI? I mean, I guess it's your last turn, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. Okay. If we can get you the ball, you can make it into the end zone with only a single go for it. Can we get you the ball? We have a not unreasonable chance of getting you the ball. If Prince Plopper steps to here, and we bring Baron Sewer Trout to here, we're going to get one big old block at this guy. We got a push, which was not what we needed. There's no way we can get an additional block on that guy without blitzing, so we follow that. This guy has to blitz then, so we're going to bring him to here on the blitz. This is a 2-dive. This is definitely a poor angle to try and accomplish this from. We just can't knock the son of a bitch down. He's going to dodge to there, and I believe that's the death of our chances at scoring. That's like that blitz was all we had. Yep, that's the end of our chances. We have no way. All right, well, it's time to murder then. We can't get the ball out, but we can kill a dude. These guys with dodge are real frustrating. Real frustrating. More blocking. We're going to get a plenty of big dice blocks, so really the only thing we can try and do now, of course he has dodge, we'll follow that up. Only thing we can try and do now is maybe farm an injury or two for a little SPP, and this is not an unreasonable way to spend your time against a high elf team, or wood elf team rather. They have very low armor, so an armor break is... Oh, there you go. We didn't get 3 for the touchdown, but we did get 2 for the injury, so that'll... No, actually, that was just a KO. Never mind. We didn't even get any actual SPP for that. Well, fuck. A lot of elves, and that's gonna end it. And there you go. That's, yeah. So an exciting second half. Our offense was completely stymied by these wood elves. Though, they did have a pretty significant man advantage coming into the half, and we never really got an opportunity to make it catch up. This fucker is not going anywhere. He's completely surrounded. The AI is just wasting time. We both know it. You literally can't score, AI. You already moved the one guy who might have had a chance to score. And this guy's gonna have to dodge out of, like, 5 tackles. Yep, that's it. Okay. So the elves fucking just kneel on it for the end of the match. I hope they got a little shit on their knee. I hope they kneeled right onto some of the Brown Town action and got a little Dukas on them. So we'll take the win. 80,000 in winnings is very good. Our new treasury is 90 grand. No way in hell are we re-rolling that. We will hang on to it. Picking up 1 fan factor. Let's look at the stats. We had the ball 31% of the time to the elves 50. We never had the ball in our own half. Both of our scores actually came on defensive takeaways. The elves never got the ball onto our side of the field. Wow. We succeeded in 52 blocks to the elves 31. We inflicted 6 KOs to the elves 3. How the hell did they have us so badly outnumbered? Well, I guess all of ours came after they were relevant, now that I think about it. We got like 4 in the last 3 turns. 54 yards running to the elves. The elves laughable 14. The SPP, Squire Stink Nugget picking up 5 for the MVP. Lord Lumpus and Prince Ploppers 3 apiece for the touchdowns. And Potty the Page 2 for the injury. Let's go see if anybody leveled up. We should have had at least 1. Nobody actually gained a level. Never mind. Okay, well that sucks. Alright, so no levels gained by anybody. Count Chocolate Banana he's 1 SPP away from leveling, but considering the fact that he has the lower armor value, I'm not sure it's worth investing in just having him be a replacement player. Similarly for Squire Stanley Steamer, I think we may just have those guys be official replacements. They may be our backup guys coming in playing hurt off the sideline. But that's going to be it for this match with Knights of the Brown. I don't really see with 90,000 there's a whole lot we can do to spend it effectively. Our next game is going to be very interesting against a Dark Elf team, Witch's Shadows. That assassin, I can already tell, is going to leave a real shitty taste in my mouth. Yeah, he's going to hurt a lot of people. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to see more Blood Bowl action, more of Knights of the Brown, and more juvenile poop jokes, might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and the Pooh and I will see you again very soon.